Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Brady was at the DiMera home when Ava called. After seeing security footage, he had hoped it was the police and they would have a lead on Rachel. He thanked her for her call and offered her an update. Behind him, Kristen angrily said, "That makes one of us." Brady promised to call Ava later after Kristen blasted him for talking to her on the phone while Rachel was missing. Brady attempted to calm Kristen down, but it was met with resistance. Kristen recalled how Sarah left with Rachel when they discovered she was theirs. There was a difference, according to Brady, no one took her this time. He praised Rachel's intelligence, but Kristen had the same uneasy sense that she might never see her daughter again. Brady promised Kristen that Rachel would return. "Brady, she's only a youngster. She's by herself out there." Kristen sobbed, who knows what might happen to her. Brady knew Rachel was resourceful, but he also knew Kristen was afraid. He informed her that in order to be somewhat refreshed when Rachel returned home, they needed to get some sleep because they had been up all night. Brady promised to return soon, and Kristen agreed to give it a shot. Before he left, he hugged Kristen tightly. When Belle arrived at the station after court, she asked Sean if Rachel had been located yet. He replied that she hadn't. Belle volunteered, but her assistance was limited. Sean enumerated everyone's activities and advised them to hold off until there was more information. Admire Days, B&B, General Hospital, or other soap operas. Participate in the discussion on our SC boards. To interact with fans and start a conversation right away, click here. When JJ called, he informed him that he had spoken with an ambulance dispatcher who had received a report regarding a little girl who had been struck by a car and was her route to the emergency room. Sean stated that JJ claimed that her description was identical to Rachel's. Kristen claimed that Rachel was wearing a leopard print coat, which Sean informed Belle the young girl was wearing. Belle and Sean headed to the hospital together after Sean requested her not to call Brady just yet. After visiting the emergency room, Sean informed Belle that the young girl was not Rachel. Belle gave Sean a hug because she was so happy. Belle was happy that Sean was attempting to locate Rachel and was relieved that she hadn't phoned Brady and frightened him. They parted ways after Sean vowed to keep her informed. At home, Tate's worries over Rachel kept him from focusing on anything. Marlena reassured him that every effort was being made to locate his sister. Tate claimed that, on top of everything else, he was shocked that she was gone. In addition to Brady, Marlena assured Tate that she was always there for him. Tate revealed that Holly was upset when he did what he intended to do for Sophia. As an example, he mentioned the sonogram, saying that while seeing it made it real, it also made him sad because they couldn't appreciate the miracle because they didn't want for it to occur. Tate claimed that Holly was upset when she saw them and realized what they were staring at. Holly knocked on the door at that very moment, and Tate added that he hadn't heard from her since. Holly assumed Tate would be concerned since she knew Rachel was missing. Marlena left after asking to be informed if Tate heard anything. Tate expressed gratitude for Holly's presence and recalled how distressed she had been the day before when she had encountered him and Sophia. Since Rachel wasn't there, Holly said it didn't matter. If she believed that he and Sophia had something in common that he and Holly did not, Tate acknowledged that it still mattered and that he understood. Holly acknowledged that she had that feeling. Tate told her that although they were spending time together, they were not parenting a child. Tate informed Holly that he and Sophia had decided to adopt the child instead of get married. In order for her parents to understand what was going on, Holly hoped Sophia would inform them soon. Holly thought of a way to draw notice to Rachel's disappearance. With more followers on social media, Holly assisted Tate in creating a post that included hashtags. After knocking on the door, Sophia entered sobbing. She threw herself into Tate's arms after telling him her mother wouldn't approve the adoption. Tate informed Sophia that Rachel had fled, and Sophia became aware that Holly was present. They were in the midst of a crisis, which made Sophia sad. Tate and Sophia had a lot to discuss, so Holly stated she would go. Sophia approached Ava at work to request an additional shift, stating that she already had her doctor's appointment and didn't require the time off. Why am I only now learning about this? Her mother yelled behind her. Sophia had been waiting at the hospital, and she chastised her for not telling her. Sophia acknowledged that she didn't want her to linger and that she had rescheduled the appointment. Amy's criticism of Sophia for being pregnant swiftly took over the discourse. Ava informed Mrs. Choi that she understood and recommended that Sophia update her on the appointment's outcome. Sophia gave her mother the ultrasound picture and reassured her that she was well. Amy remarked, "That's my grandchild." Sophia vowed to accompany her to her upcoming visits and expressed regret for leaving her mother out. When Sophia informed Amy that she and Tate had decided on adoption, Amy became agitated once more. Amy remarked that before having sex, she ought to have considered the fact that she wasn't prepared to raise a child. Amy yelled that Sophia didn't want to be held accountable for her behavior as Ava attempted to defuse the situation. "The infant is a punishment, then?" Sophia sobbed. According to her mother, the infant would benefit more from not being given away to strangers. She was adamant that there would not be an adoption. Amy disagreed with Sophia's assertion that she and Tate had some influence. Her mother told her, "I am the adult, and I make the decisions." Tate and Sophia were too young to be parenting a child, according to Ava. They were meant to attend college, Sophia reminded her. Amy informed her that due to the danger she took during her sexual encounters, she would have to postpone her dreams. Sophia claimed that her mother was wrecking her life by making her unhappy and despondent, and that she had lectured her enough. After Sophia stormed out, Ava had a chance to ask Amy to understand Sophia's perspective and experience what she was going through. Amy informed Ava straight out that she didn't have to try, that she was a sinner just like everyone else, and that life has its repercussions. Sophia had learned her lesson, Ava informed Mrs. Choi, and having to have a kid against her will was already a painful experience. Amy reminded Ava that although they disagreed on significant subjects, she felt strongly about her convictions. Amy cautioned her to be careful. According to Ava, Sophia and Tate weren't prepared to have children, and she ought to think about adopting the child since it might be the greatest option for both of them. Ava was informed by Amy that it was none of her business. Marlena told Steve about Rachel as they were sitting at the Brady bar. He inquired as to how he might assist. Steve was asked to help Marlena get in touch with her spouse. Steve claimed to have previously called Shane and read him the riot act because he could tell how difficult the no-contact mission had been for her. Steve revealed that Shane acknowledged that he understood, but added that John was in a vulnerable situation and that contacting him could endanger the mission and put John in grave danger. "Is it really that risky?" Marlena inquired. She questioned why he would agree to cut off communication with his family and embark on such a perilous endeavor. Whatever it was, it had to be something significant, Steve added, not knowing. Thanking Steve for his assistance, Marlena urged him to see if he could learn anything. She began to cry because she missed John so much. Steve whispered, "I know you do," and embraced her.